can save ya, cause this is the season of funky behavior. I came to relax your mind, you can recline. On what? On this here rhyme. I like the style, I'm staying for a while. It helps me show cats that I'm versatile. I'll touch your dial, turn your frown to a smile. I'll make you feel like you're having a child. So relax and open up, child. I'm about to make you walk what? Pimp style or pimped out style. You don't understand the logic. See, if you don't have it all, I'll take a deposit. I got shit for you, it's alright indeed. It's like going to the garden and planting the seed. You might tickle for a second, but it won't bleed. So just relax, just hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat. Just relax and just hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat. Your entertainment at the same time, edutainment. In other words, you could call it bent. What I'm saying is that I'm here at your service. It's hard work, but then again, I deserve this. I'm helping people enjoy their spare time. I'm like an instructor when I'm doing my rhyme. Relax and just hit the dope track. It's really not all that, it's not like a gag. We like that when everything is relaxed and chill. You don't have to get fucked up or take pills, cause I like being myself, it feels good. Yo, it makes my meals taste good. 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 So just relax. It's your dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat. Just relax and hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat. Just relax. My mind state, now balloon, it won't inflate. Just take the buzz, this much wiser kid, fuck the shade. And take it to a lower level, and dig a ditch for a devil. Got some more kids and pass the shovel. Dig a hole, take them on a spiritual roll. Lyrics unfold, either that or unroll the scroll. Episodes keep reoccurring and stifling. People's vision get blurring, their hearts start murmuring. I'm about 5 times iller than a Sherman. Introspection is God's gift to the miracle. I freak material, lamb's milk without the cereal. When MCs say your booty, they mean venereal. Your fake material hip-hop killers, they more faking than fucking Michael Jackson and Thriller. The status of a hoe, Quanto Costa. They wanna know how much it costs, kid, I bet for keep tell so me just relax, and just hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat. Just relax, and just hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat. Just relax.
Welcome back. Yo, check it out. I mean, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be crazy. I don't know how many of you remember this. And we went over this. This was last year. This was last year or earlier this year, a couple months back. Maybe it's hard to know because, listen, Trump rolls. I mean, he does like this blitz, this shit that the Nazis were on, this blitzkrieg type of performance. Now, remember how the Nazi party fell. Just remember that, because they were strong. They went after everybody like, go, we are superior. Stop, go, blitzkrieg, run them into the ground, go, keep the pace up. And then that shit collapsed, right? But it's so interesting, some of the similarities. But listen, y'all, this is just, I'm sorry, but for any of you that think they are not hiding these files, listen, maybe people forgot, and I understand that, and me too, because listen, this shit is going a mile every second. How can you not forget some shit, right? How can people not forget stuff because it's in plain sight. Number 2, right? It's in plain sight. What's going on is in plain sight. It's not hidden. It's out there in the open. to tell you, like, they basically come to town and say, guess what we're going to do, y'all? We're going to rob the bank. We're going to steal the country. We're going to buy it up. We're going to let Elon Musk go into the Treasury Department. He's going to stick his computers in there, dig in there, get himself planted in there permanently so that no other government can come into power. We're going to rip down half of the White House, right, which is really code room for how do you get access to the bunker, so you don't know whose wires are all in there. I mean, to be honest with you, everything is out of a book. Everything that they're doing is scripted. I mean, this is not the things that the Trump administration are doing are definitely things that have been done in history. People have studied them. Experts know them well. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is that since they're doing it in plain sight anyway, it has a way of hitting people like, maybe you shouldn't be that concerned. Maybe you going overboard. Maybe it's this and that. Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you, we talked about this the other day, and I'm sure many podcasters have talked about this. The Lolita Express, just the fact that Jeffrey Epstein would name this airplane the Lolita Express. Yo, it's literally named after a book written by a Russian author, and the book is about sex trafficking and pedophilia. That's what the book is about. It's about a dude that's old ass man that's obsessed with a young minor, basically. And it's just facts. The book is called Lolita, and this dude named his damn plane, the one that Trump named, after that book, right? Russian author. That means Jeffrey Epstein was reading Russian authors. He was interested in Russian authors. Or is it that there's more to this? Is it that they're just trying to tell everybody in plain sight? There is something called hiding in plain sight. When you just put it right out there, it just doesn't register because you just wouldn't imagine someone would be so obvious with it. Well, that's one aspect of it too. But in case, that's one thing. That's a history lesson for you. For people that never read the book and never researched the book Lolita, fine, that might seem boring, okay? And for people that have, that might even seem boring too. Maybe that's not enough. But if all of that's not enough, right, then listen to this.
Rocky Mount is part of a newly redrawn congressional district.
Hold on. This ain't right. Wait 1 second. I'm sorry. Here it is. Sorry. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Damn, hold on. I had the wrong video queued. This one, look at this.
Department is in damage control after a DOJ official was secretly recorded on a hidden camera talking about the Epstein files. It's been going viral online, and in that video, one of the department's deputy chiefs says the files will be heavily redacted to remove all Republicans' names. He also suggests the DOJ is offering Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, quote, something to keep her mouth shut.
The video was posted by the founder of Project Veritas. That is a controversial far-right group known for its undercover camera stings of people in the media and federal government.
Let me play that again. This is real. Now people probably remember this. What's up, you done goofed? Yo, now people probably remember. Let's play this back one more time. This happened in plain sight months ago when they were first talking about the Jeffrey Epstein files. I believe this must have been a few months back. But see, the Blitzkrieg style, it's so fast. It's like go, 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 go. People don't have enough time to even remember what happened just a few months ago. But this is what happened a few months ago. This is before the deposition, or I'm sorry, before the what is it called? What is it called? Disposition? Hold on. Before the discharge. Sorry. Damn. That's a hell of a term, yo. Discharge, yo. But listen, this was before they even thought to do the discharge petition for Congress. This is before that. You see what I mean? So this is some time back, and I'm going to run it to you again. The DOJ, Deputy DOJ himself on camera admitting to what everyone suspected they would do. Listen,
the Justice Department
to this.
is in damage control after a DOJ official was secretly recorded on a hidden camera talking about the Epstein files. It's been going viral online, and in that video, one of the department's deputy chiefs says the files will be heavily redacted to remove all Republicans' names.
Now listen, you might think this was like yesterday. You might think this shit was like yesterday. No. This was not yesterday. Listen to this. This was not yesterday. Here it is. Look at this. Department of Justice officially rejected those claims. Look, hold on. Check this out. The acting DOJ official who claimed the Department of Justice would redact every Republican from the Jeffrey Epstein files and leave in Democrats was Joseph Schnitt, identified as acting deputy chief of special operations at the Department of Justice. In a secretly recorded video published by activist James O'Keefe Media Group, right? Schnitt allegedly said the DOJ would remove Republican or conservative names from the Epstein-related documents while retaining Democratic names, right? However, the Department of Justice officially rejected those claims, stating that Joseph Schnitt had no role in the department's internal review of the Epstein materials and that his comments have absolutely zero bearing with reality and reflect a total lack of knowledge of DOJ's review processes, right? Now, so let's see something here. When was this said? When did he say this? Let me go here. This is ridiculous. Like, hold on. Does it say here what they? Look at this. Hold on. Check this out. Let me see. What date did this become public? Look at this. This became public September 4th. So this is September, October, November, December. That's 4 months ago. Just 4 months ago, this is what was being said, right? So here we go. Let's hear some more of this.
He also suggests the DOJ is offering Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, quote, something to keep her mouth shut.
The video was posted by the founder of Project Veritas.
Sounds like he knew what the hell he was talking about for sure.
That is a controversial far-right group known for its undercover camera stings of people in the media and federal government.
Yeah, happy holidays, everybody, no doubt.
The DOJ is now pushing back hard on the video and the claims that were made by that official. NBC News legal affairs reporter Gary Grumbach joins us now. So, Gary, first, let's talk about how this group managed to secretly record a DOJ official. Do we know how and where this happened?
Yeah, so this is a group that calls themselves journalists, but that's really overstating it. They really just use deceiving tactics to try to get information out of people, and that's exactly what happened here. And some of the information that they got out of this man, this senior DOJ official, we already knew, right? Some of it was that there's thousands and thousands of documents related to the Epstein file. We've known that for several years now. We've been through all those documents. Another thing that he said was, quote, they'll redact every Republican or conservative person. We have no evidence that that is the case. In fact, we have reporting.
So this is 4 months ago. We have no evidence that that was the case 4 months ago. Well, you just got the Epstein files released. What does it look like? You see any conservatives? You see any Republicans? Nope. It turns out what this man said that the Department of Justice dismissed wholeheartedly is actually somehow he knew more than the DOJ knew, because what he said is exactly what happened.
It's been going viral online, and in that video, one of the department's deputy chiefs says the files will be heavily redacted to remove all Republicans' names. He also suggests the DOJ is offering Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, quote, something to keep her mouth shut.
Did Ghislaine Maxwell get something to keep her mouth shut? Let me see something here. Let me see. What date was Maxwell moved to security? Right. Let me see this. Let me see just what date was this? Okay. So this was August, right? This is, hold on. No. When was this? On August 1st, 2025, she was transferred. Right. That's what he was talking about. That's what he was talking about. Now, let me play this and then go find the original after that, just for people to hear it.
The video was posted by the founder of Project Veritas. That is a controversial far-right group known for its undercover camera stings of people in the media and federal government. The DOJ is now pushing back hard on the video and the claims that were made by that official. NBC News legal affairs reporter Gary Grumbach joins us now. So,
yeah, it was a stalker here on the last stream, yo. That shit was crazy.
Gary, first, let's talk about how this group managed to secretly record a DOJ official. Do we know how and where this happened?
Yeah, so this is a group that calls themselves journalists, but that's really overstating it. They really just use deceiving tactics to try to get information out of people, and that's exactly what happened here. And some of the information that they got out of this man, this senior DOJ official, we already knew, right? Some of it was that there's thousands and thousands of documents related to the Epstein file. We've known that for several years now. We've been through all those documents. Another thing that he said was, quote, they'll redact every Republican or conservative person. We have no evidence that that is the case. In fact, we have reporting that there are no mentions of somebody like, for example, Donald Trump in these documents. So that is reporting that we have had for some time.
You hear this? You hear what's, you see that this was just 4 months ago. So now you have evidence that that's actually what they were doing. But listen to what else he just said there. This just kind of shows you, if you go back and you listen to the reporting months back, a year back, you can actually hear completely different arguments being made that do not stand today at all. Right? Listen to this.
In fact, we have reporting that there are no mentions of somebody like, for example, Donald Trump.
We have reporting that there are no mentions of someone like Donald Trump. Who told them that lie? Who told them that lie? You see, and this is on what is this? Is this MS? Let me see something here. Yeah, this is MS Now, right? No, this is the old one. This is NBC. This is NBC right here. You see, so you could see how much lying has been going on from the Trump administration to the media about this. How much flip-flopping, you know, all of this. It's crazy. Yeah, I could. Can you watch the chat and replay? Yeah. All the chat replay is there, but you don't get the in the replay. You don't get the people that have been bounced. You know what I'm saying? Like not the people that have been bounced permanently or had their comments deleted because of getting bounced. Do you see what I mean? But you can see everybody else's comments around theirs, you know? Yeah, here we go.
In these documents. So that is reported.
No. I think the chat catches up in like an hour, maybe 2 hours. It depends. But I've seen it come pretty rapidly lately. So you just check it out. But in any case, listen to this one. Listen to this.
That we have had for some time. In fact, we have reporting that there are no mentions of somebody like, for example, Donald Trump in these documents. So
you see? So they were told that there is no mention of Donald Trump in these documents, right? But this guy says what their plan is, that they have plans to remove any Republican and any conservative when they release the Epstein files. That's what he was saying.
So that is reporting that we have had for some time. But a senior DOJ official saying these things to begin with is certainly raising eyebrows, guys.
Yeah, I mean, raising eyebrows. That video was just wild. I mean, how is the Department of Justice responding to the contents of this video?
So this whole thing is wild, Morgan. I mean, the statement that the DOJ released was on a screenshot of a phone that had 30% battery, and it was an email. So this is not like some official letterhead statement, right? In the statement, it was a statement from this man that went on this Hinge date with this woman who he thought he was just going on a date with. And he says in part, quote, I recall that she asked if I...
And this is even crazier. Look, the guy, right? The guy, the reason why the deputy DOJ is on camera in the first place is because he was on a Hinge date, and it turns out somebody spying on him, he accepted the date. And then on the date, when she had a camera, she released all of this information to him. I'm going to play this one more time, and then I'm going to play the original just for people to, because I see people are just coming in the stream. Let me play this one more time.
Talking about the Epstein files. It's been going viral online. And in that video, one of the department's deputy chiefs says the files will be heavily redacted to remove all Republicans' names. He also suggests the DOJ is offering Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, quote, something to keep her mouth shut.
The video was posted by the founder of Project Veritas. That is a controversial far-right group.
If you're tired of failing
undercover camera stings of people in the media and federal government, the DOJ is now pushing back hard on the video and the claims that were made by that official. NBC News legal affairs reporter Gary Grumbach joins us now. So, Gary, first, let's talk about how this group managed to secretly record a DOJ official. Do we know how and where this happened?
Yeah, so this is a group that calls themselves journalists, but that's really overstating it. They really just use deceiving tactics to try to get information out of people, and that's exactly what happened here. And some of the information that they got out of this man, this senior DOJ official, we already knew, right? Some of it was that there's thousands and thousands of documents related to the Epstein file. We've known that for several years now. We've been through all those documents. Another thing that he said was, quote, they'll redact every Republican or conservative person. We have no evidence that that is the case. In fact, we have reporting that there are no mentions of somebody like, for example, Donald Trump in these documents. So that is reporting that we have had for some time. But a senior DOJ official saying these.
This is NBC reporting this 4 months ago. This is just 4 months ago. They just reported that they've been told by, I'm hoping it's NBC, that somebody in the White House or the DOJ, that there's nothing about Donald Trump in those files. And also, they've been told that they're reporting that, how does this guy really know that they're going to redact the names? He's the dude who's working in the DOJ. He's the deputy DOJ. First of all, that's unprecedented for a deputy DOJ person say things like this. First of all, this is damning. This is damning. But you know what? Let me go back into this. Let me go play the original video now. Let's see here, just to rewind it here. Boom, boom, boom. Got to fresh load it and see where it comes up at. Okay, we pause this. I know they're going to jump out on that one. So hold on. Let me see. Let me pull up the original video. Hopefully they show more in this video. I remember seeing the whole video before.
The Justice Department is in damage control.
And yeah, they're in damage control. All right. I remember seeing this video before, and it was damning. It was damning. It's no joke. This was damning. Damn, what's up with all these people? This is commercialville. But in any case,
tonight, a Justice Department official is under fire. Joseph Schnitt was secretly recorded by the O'Keefe Media Group after meeting a reporter posing as an au pair on a dating app. He was heard suggesting Republican names were redacted from an alleged Epstein client list, but later insisted his comments were just personal opinions from media reports, not insider information. The DOJ denounced his claims as baseless. O'Keefe also released an interview with Congressman Thomas Massie, who said the truth about the Epstein scandal will force Washington to choose between protecting the powerful or standing with survivors.
So 3 months ago, this man was already saying, the deputy DOJ was already saying, when they do release these files, they're going to redact all Republicans. No mention of Donald Trump, basically, that they're going to redact all of that, and they're only going to mention Democrats. Now that in itself, I'm sorry, but that is crying, begging everybody's attention, because that doesn't happen every day of the week. You know, you may never again in your life ever see a deputy DOJ snitch on the fucking department again. But they're asking you to don't listen to what he's saying. This shit almost never happens. It never happens. But here with this Trump administration, this shit happens. I mean, who are you going to trust? You going to trust Trump or your lying grocery prices? Tell me who.
Fox 11 Weather is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino.
This is fucking crazy.
And as far as storms, we do have a few in our forecast.
Okay, that was it. Hold on. Bump
days
that.
and play-
Stop that. Hold on. This is not the original one. All right. I thought they were going to play more of the original one. Hold on. Let me see here. Okay. Damn. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Is it this one? Let me pull it back. Let me see. 2 seconds. Boom. Okay. Let me just review this real quick and see how much of the original video is in there. I even think they might have taken it down, the original video. But let me see here. James O'Keefe. No. Okay. This is the original video. So here we go. Now let me, because he played this live at his event. So now let me just refresh this right now and get this video up to y'all. Let's see here. Yeah, this was definitely a bombshell when it dropped. This was 4 months ago when this dropped, but now the Epstein files are out, and now the Epstein files are out, and now you tell me, does the comment that the deputy DOJ make any sense? The one of that time, of course, they got rid of his ass after he said this 4 months ago, but now that the files are released, it took months to get them released. But he said this just before they started doing the discharge petition to have the Epstein files released. This is what was being reported. Look.
Back here, I don't have the bulletproof vest on. I'm just wearing the cross today, so hopefully that protects me. Because we tend to make a lot of enemies telling the truth, don't we?
Damn.
You can tell a man's virtues by his enemies and his vices by his friends. Thank you, Charlie Kirk, for having me. I got a lot to get through in 20 minutes.
Yo. This is you see, Charlie Kirk invited him, and listen. So this tells you these are MAGA people. These are people that supported Trump that are reporting this shit. These are not liberals. This is not somebody in the Clinton family. This is not somebody related to Obama. This is not somebody related to Hillary. This is not somebody related to Kamala. This is not somebody related to anybody on the left reporting this 4 months ago. This is the right wing's own reporting happening right here about the DOJ. And this is the deputy DOJ saying this shit right out of his mouth, right out of his own mouth on camera. While he thinks he's on a dinner date. He thinks he's on a fucking dinner date. That he gets from a dating app, and he says this shit. He says they're going to redact all the Republican names out of the Epstein files, and they're going to redact all of Trump's name, pretty much. Look, here we go. Let's play it.
Thank you, everyone. This is incredible. One of the largest crowds I've ever seen. It's my 10th year at Turning Point, and I'm going to tell you about Jeffrey Epstein. So, some news last night as I was flying in. I saw the news regarding Dan Bongino resigning from the FBI. I saw the collision between Pam Bondi, Bongino, Kash Patel, stuff happening. I want to tell you a little story, take you behind the scenes, take you undercover as we try to ascertain what's really going on. They always, why do they always tell the truth only in private? Why do they not say the quiet part publicly? But maybe they say it privately. Let me take you back to the month of April. This is April 28th in a restaurant in Washington, D.C. This is the Attorney General of the United States talking to someone. They recorded it, sent it to us, talking about tens of thousands of videos.
Do you know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. The FBI's been...
Okay.
So...
Any dates?
No, you know what it is? Tens of thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
Now, we sent the Attorney General an email.
I just made a $27
You see that?
ebook.
They actually, this shit, they cold busted her ass. And this is some right wing shit right here.
This is on May the 1st.
Let me play that again. You don't get to see the video. You don't have to, but you get to hear her. You see, because obviously it's a hidden camera. That's what you got to remember. But listen to this. They busted this Epstein release wide open 4 months ago. Basically, here it is.
In a restaurant in Washington, D.C. This is the Attorney General of the United States talking to someone.
Yeah. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Do a brother some justice. Hit the like button so more people can actually see this shit. Like, really.
They recorded it, sent it to us, talking about
tens
of thousands of videos.
Do you know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. The FBI's been...
Okay.
So...
Any dates?
No, you know what it is? Medicine. Lady knows. Yeah. And it's all with little kids, so they have to go through every one.
Now, we sent the Attorney General an email requesting comment. This is on May the 1st, a couple days after the 28th. We quoted what she had said, tens of thousands of videos of little kids.
She said tens of thousands of videos with little kids is what they have to redact. Did they release those? Nope. But it gets worse. And I'm going to tell you again, just in case your ears close when you hear the name Kamala, just in case your ears close when you hear the name Biden, just in case your ears close when you hear the name Hillary, just in case your ears close when you hear, liberal, the word liberal, the word transsexual, the word gay, the word Hispanic, the word black, any fucking thing. It doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? DEI, just in case I don't want to hear it from no DEI. I don't want to hear nothing from no DEI. Keep in mind, these are the conservatives. The conservatives 4 months ago. 2 different types of conservatives, even. You know what I'm saying? This is their actual fucking reporting.
Something that's been reported publicly. After we sent the email, suddenly we saw this at the White House.
James Comer said yesterday that all the Epstein files are missing. They still haven't heard from you.
No, the FBI.
Non-conformist? What the hell are you talking about? You don't know me, man. You need to go listen to some more of my videos before you judge me like that. Would you like somebody judging you like that? First of all, I don't give a goddamn what other Western fucking governments this is happening to. I'm a fucking American citizen. I give a fuck about it happening to my own fucking government. Are you a citizen? Who are you a citizen of, man? What country are you a citizen of, nonconformist? Are you a citizen of what? I mean, come on, man. What is it? Do you have a citizenship? What place do you care about? Where does your family live? I mean, goddamn, what the hell? Secondly, I have been reporting about other. What the hell? I can only report what's out there. Goddamn, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But I'm concerned about my own goddamn country and where my family is. What the fuck, man? I mean, if a Danish politician was caught up in this, I would be talking about it, but they ain't. Okay? It's like, but here's the message. Again, let me say this to you. In case your ears close up when you hear the word Kamala, Biden, Obama, DEI, transsexual, gay, Hispanic, anything like that, which obviously your ears must close a whole lot when you hear those words. Keep in mind, what's happening right here is we're listening to the conservatives bust their ass right now in the U.S. Listen to it. Just pay attention. Do you know what they're talking about? Just pay attention. Let's listen again. No offense, nonconformists, but listen, man. You totally got me completely, utterly wrong. So go back and do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Before you close your ears too fast. All right?
Yeah,
let's listen
FBI,
again.
They're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
It seems
tens of thousands of videos with Epstein with children with child porn. Sorry. Those videos belong to the American people now. Those are our fucking videos. They're being housed by our tax dollars. They belong to us. Okay? I don't give a fuck who is in it. I don't give a fuck if the tooth fairy is in it. That's our shit. Okay? We demand justice. We want to know what's in the motherfucking files, and we don't care who else is in it. Great. Bring it on. We don't care if Santa Claus is fucking in it. We don't care if Jesus Christ or fucking Muhammad is in it. We don't give a goddamn if Moses is in it. We don't give a fuck if your mama is in it. Okay? Release the motherfucking files. That's what this is about. I don't give a fuck if she lives in Poland. I don't give a fuck if she lives in Russia. I don't give a fuck if she lives in Nigeria. I don't give a fuck if she lives in Hawaii, China, any fucking where. Afghanistan, motherfuck, release the fucking files because they belong to us. We're the one paying to house it. Those motherfucking files get safe haven on our goddamn dollar. That's what this is about. So in any case, again, sorry to, you have to make it really clear, because some people just get all off topic and shit with this shit, So here, yeah, I got a foul mouth. So what? Why you here if I got a foul mouth? Beat it if you don't like my foul mouth. Okay? Now, listen, here we go again. It's my mouth. I get to do what the fuck I want with it, by the way, And you're not my slave master, so fuck you if you think you can control anything about me. You go control your motherfucking self. Okay? 18 and older is what's allowed on this page. Ain't nobody younger watching. So if you too fucking young, get the fuck out of here. Okay? Now, and if you don't like my mouth, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't my slave master. Beat it. Now check this out. Listen again. These are the right wingers. These are the O'Keefes. These are the guys. These are motherfucking right wingers with Charlie Kirk. Look, Charlie Kirk invited this dude. Charlie Kirk invited this dude, man. Let's listen to. He even said, "Thank you, Charlie Kirk." Like, goddamn. Let's listen to this again.
Okay.
So-
Any dates?
No, you know what it is? There are tens of thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every.
Okay, here we go. So nonconformist, he doesn't want me to talk about this one. Let's stop, everybody. Let's stop. Nonconformist doesn't want us to talk and play this. Everybody, time to go down. Let's leave. Let's all go to nonconformist page. How about that? Should we all just shut down and go to nonconformist page? Let's put a 1 in the chat, because he don't want to hear this. See, if you sit here and you listen to this, to him that means you don't want to hear nothing else. You can't talk about nothing else. Yo, let me tell you this. I ain't going anywhere. I'm going to continue. You welcome to your opinion, nonconformist. You see what I'm saying? But now I'm just going to ignore you since you don't want to hear this. All right. When I'm done hearing this, then you can suggest something. Tell us what it's all about. Why don't you mention names and dates while you're at it? Okay. And now I'm gonna listen to what they're saying here, because I'm interested in it. Let's go back.
So, some news last night as I was flying in. I saw the news regarding Dan Bongino resigning from the FBI. I saw the collision between Pam Bondi,
This is 4 months ago.
Bongino, Cash Patel, stuff happening. I want to tell you a little story, take you behind the scenes, take you undercover as we try to ascertain what's really going on. They always, why do they always tell the truth only in private? Why do they not say the quiet part publicly? But maybe they say it privately. Let me take you back to the month of April. This is April 28th in a restaurant in Washington, D.C. This is the Attorney General of the United States talking to someone. They recorded it, sent it to us, talking about tens of thousands of videos.
Do you know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. The FBI's been.
Okay.
So-
Any dates?
No, you know what it is? There are tens of thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
Now,
This is what they said was taking a while with releasing them before. They said it's tens of thousands of videos that they had to redact the kids' faces. That's what they said. Obviously, they were saying they were doing that back then. That's what Pam Bondi said back then. This is some time ago. You see what I'm saying? This is the person you pay with your tax dollars saying this, right? Cold busted in a private camera at dinner, right? Okay, so we haven't seen these videos. They haven't been released, right? Was she telling the truth, or was she lying to people, openly just lying to people? Is that what kind of woman Pam Bondi? I mean, should I even say woman? But she is technical. Let's say female, adult female. She's an adult female saying this, right? Now, now let's listen to what else they're saying. Listen to this.
we sent the Attorney General an email requesting comment. This is on May the 1st, a couple days after the 28th. We quoted what she had said, tens of thousands of videos of little kids, not something that's been reported publicly. After we sent the email, suddenly we saw this at the White House.
James Comer said yesterday that all the Epstein files are missing. Confirmed the status of them. They still haven't heard from you.
No, the FBI, the FBI, they're reviewing. There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
It seemed to mirror quite identically what we had captured just
again, tens of thousands of videos with Jeffrey Epstein with children, right? So that hasn't been redacted and released. So we still haven't seen none of that. But in any case, this was her excuse then, and it gets worse.
No, the FBI, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
It seemed to mirror quite identically what we had captured just 9 days prior.
It doesn't matter. This is what she's saying. Did you hear the question that she was asked? She's asked about the release of the Epstein files and when is it going to happen? And this is her answer. This is the head of the DOJ's answer. You get that? That's not my answer. I don't have to know how it works. You mean Pam Bondi doesn't know how it works. That's what you mean, because she's the one saying this. Now, if you think that it doesn't work that way, that's fine. However, she does. You see, that's the point. But let's listen some more.
Yeah, and it's all with little kids. There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
Something didn't seem to add up. It raised questions. The questions for me and my team was, and this is not an easy story for us to publish, is why share that with someone at a restaurant but not share it with the American people first?
Exactly. That's another excellent question. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not capping. I'm not a James O'Keefe supporter. I'm not a James O'Keefe supporter, but I remember when this came out because we watched it. This is 4 months ago, but because the way that they do this blitzkrieg, the Trump administration, every single day there's an explosion. Boom. Every new day there's a violation of law. Every new day I'm ripping down the White House. I'm doing this. I'm going to go to war here. I'm going to, I'm going to do a peace deal with these ones in the Congo. Like they need your motherfucking ass down there and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Trump. You gonna make a peace deal in the Congo? Okay, whatever. Anyway, every day he's got something to distract people from the Epstein files, right? But the fact of the matter is that 4 months ago, just 4 months ago, we're not talking a year. We're not talking about January. Just 4 months ago, just before they started collecting signatures for the discharge petition that resulted in Trump signing the law, the Epstein law, to release everything. This is what they were saying. This was what their delay was about. They were saying, we delaying it. We can't do it yet. It takes time. It's tens of thousands of videos. This is what she's saying.
We also saw this on Joe Rogan.
No, we're giving you everything we have.
And is there video from the island?
Not of what you want.
But is there footage?
If there was footage of anyone doing anything else, we would have opened a case.
If there was video of anyone else, they would have opened the case. That's what he's saying, right? That's what he said back then, right?
Yeah, and it's all with little kids.
Something doesn't seem to be adding up. Now, the Department of Justice issued...
Yeah, and it's all with little kids.
If there was footage of anyone doing anything else, we would have opened a case.
Yeah, and it's all with little kids.
Something doesn't seem to be adding up. Now, the Department of Justice issued this statement, which you probably all saw.
Exactly. Anyone else but Trump? Exactly.
This week. There's no client list.
But it's all little kids is the answer. Like, the little kids is the reason why it can't be released, right? Isn't that what it sounds like? But in any case, don't worry, because there's a lot here. And in retrospect, this goddamn video is explosive. It's more explosive now that they redacted all of this shit. Look.
There's no evidence of any blackmail, and there's no evidence that could predicate an investigation against anybody else.
You see that? You see that? Like, okay, that don't match up either. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
There's no story? There's no evidence? Now listen, as a reporter, as a journalist, I can always tell you, there's always a story.
Yo, peace, Dylan.
It's just a question of to what degree. But to see the government tell us there's no story, it just doesn't seem to add up. And I'm a little biased on this issue because I myself, my team, as you know, have been raided by the FBI. Granted, it was the previous administration that did this. You're looking at a search warrant. The FBI taking battering rams to our doors a couple years ago.
I'm sorry, so what is this regarding? This is the search warrant. Open up.
Now, are you?
Okay, yeah. No, I hear you, Bits. I'm not saying that they should release the actual videos, right? But they could do other things to qualify what's going on. Like if there's an Epstein in that video, they don't have to hide his face. There's parts you can get in there and they can describe what is going to go on. You know, they can go on record about a lot of stuff that they're not doing. And by the way, you know, what's wrong with them just giving all of this shit to a closed, you know, to Congress? What's wrong with them just giving all of this to Congress to have them review it? I mean, see, that's the thing about it, because if it was about the truth, then you wouldn't care what political party knows the truth. You would just want the truth to be out there. You could work the truth out, you know, on a bipartisan basis, right? But in this case, it doesn't seem like they actually want people to know. You see what I mean? And yeah, it seems like they don't want people to know. And then also, it still doesn't make sense because they keep flip-flopping. Or, you know, back and forth. So are they trying to say that Bill Clinton, for example, nothing there with Bill Clinton, nothing there with anybody else? But what about what the witnesses? What about what the victim said? That goes against the victim's own testimony. It goes explicitly against the victim's own testimony of this guy having video cameras, of them being involved with different people. It just goes against all of it. So in a way, it just kind of seems like, nah, man, it's just not convincing. But in any case, let's hear some more. But I do hear you, though. Nobody should be releasing child porn. And I'm not even suggesting that. I'm just suggesting that they can do things that allow people to know who was in that room for sure. You see what I mean? And without releasing the actual activity itself. Because let's be honest, you know, if you're in a room and that had a camera on it, the camera doesn't start like when you're in the act of doing things. No, the camera starts at another phase. You see what I mean? And if they do know, if a private session is held and they can verify that this activity has been going on, you see what I mean? Then all they need is a photo after that, and then the congressional members' own testimony of what they saw. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of ways to go about it, but legal ways, you know. But let's hear some more here.
Your hands. Let me see your hands. They go after teachers. They go after mothers. They go after journalists in the United States of America under the flimsiest of pretenses, often a pretext, often a false pretense, and they lie about it. They ruffle through our notes. They go through, and by the way, the previous Attorney General expressly forbid this. Even the liberal news media was against it at the time that it happened. But this administration did get around to releasing the affidavit, the probable cause. The case is now closed. In my case, they closed the case and they had to release what's called...
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Bits. If there's nothing wrong in there, then but that's the problem. If there's nothing in there, then what's the issue? They keep flip-flopping on it, you know? And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think anybody should have to believe Kash Patel's word or Pam Bondi's word. This should not be up to one or two people. Nah. We need way more people to verify this shit. You see what I mean? Like, in my book, they just not trustworthy anyway.
Called an affidavit.
But let's listen to this. This is 4 months ago.
That is the justification for the search warrant, the probable cause. Thankfully, hopefully, we'll now see who lied to the FBI. We'll
Facts, Leprechaun.
see the transparency. We'll get the accountability. But when they released this affidavit, this probable cause, they redacted every single word. You are looking at the justification for the raid of my newsroom. The Department of Justice right now could wave their magic wand and show you what's behind these black lines. Does the public right to know outweigh whatever marginal concern the FBI has to protect their confidential informants? And by the way, it's a crime to lie to the FBI. This is over the Biden diary stuff. Did actually Biden lie to the FBI? If you or I lied to the FBI, we'd be in trouble. In fact, the only thing that wasn't redacted on this document was a footnote that said, based upon my training and experience, I have learned, this is an FBI agent talking, that cell phones are capable of sending emails. This is just bizarre. Even the ACLU protested this. This is another liberal organization defending me in federal.
These are some of the old arguments that were being made, right? And they don't add up. It's like, who an informant? And sometimes they was even trying to suggest that Trump was one of the informants. Remember that? Where is that? Where is that information at? When is that going to be released? Remember they said that? They actually literally tried to say, no, Trump was an informant. He was in the files. He was an informant. How many? I'm going to look up how many people argued that point. Let's let this play.
This is just bananas. What does it mean to be liberal anymore? What does it mean to be conservative anymore? I consider myself a constitutionalist. I believe in the First Amendment, I believe in the Fourth Amendment, and I believe in the public's right to know. So let's go back to this. Department of Justice statement this week. Much of the material is subject to sealing. We need to protect victims. Well, I'm all about protecting victims, and I don't believe we should publish any child pornography. But this did not expose any additional third parties to allegations of illegal wrongdoing. By show of hands, how many of you think that's a lie?
Now check this out. Check this out. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, in early September 2025, right? Johnson publicly claimed, when asked about Trump might be mentioned in the Epstein files, that Trump had acted as an FBI informant to help take this stuff down. This was widely reported by multiple news outlets and amplified politically. Okay, how unique is this claim? As of now, no other major public official or mainstream figure has made the same specific claim in a documented, notable way. It has only been asserted by Mike Johnson in that high-profile context, and even he later walked back or clarified his phrasing, acknowledging potential mischaracterization of what he said. So let's see here. What did he say? Johnson's comment generated significant. Okay, let me see. What exactly did he say? He later softened or walked back the remark, clarifying that he may not have used the right words and that Trump was not literally an FBI informant. So what? Still, where is it? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Whatever they talking about, whatever he got that information from, why don't they release it? You know, Epstein files to an informant argument that claims has not been corroborated or echoed. Yeah, so it's actually Mike Johnson that said that shit.
100% of you. I mean, this is crazy. So,
a year ago, this would have required entire visual effects.
This is crazy. Like he said, this is really crazy. This is crazy. I mean, and again, this is blitzkrieg. You know what I'm saying? This is like so much activity, so many lies, so many things ongoing that actually people forget. Donnie, what's up, bro? That actually, hit the like button, please, y'all. That people forget what happened just a month ago, 2 months ago. Like, it is hard to remember, but this is just 4 months ago. This is just 4 months ago.
Previously, but I'm going to release some new information here on stage with you today. It's time to take matters into our own hands. If we can't get transparency, then we need to be the change that we seek. We need to have people come to us, sources on the inside, brave people, often speaking out of turn. And we released images. These were images given to us by people in the government, people who don't trust the government. First, we got some images inside the Epstein temple, never before seen. Very strange stuff, including something on the ceiling. We were trying to decipher what that was. Then we got images inside his library, including on his blackboard. I presume the FBI has all this. Strange things, power, deception, various words, a lot of people online trying to decipher or crack the code. We even got images inside his bedroom. Next to his bed table, there was a phone. On the phone, there was a series of names: Karina, Darren, Rich, Mike. I wonder if any of these people know what happened with all this child stuff that happened. We even were able to find out the names of these people by doing some research. His last girlfriend, his advisor, his lawyer. You're trying to tell me that none of these people had any knowledge about any illegal activity? But I think it's time for us to just hear directly from FBI agents. What do you guys think?
Here we go.
You know, I have an idea. What if we launch something called FBI Leaks? How about that? How about we release audio and video? Listen, you know, whether they come to me on the record or off the record, they tend to be more honest off the record, so perhaps we need to publish what they're saying off the record. We have to do that. And in our first video, released right now online, we're going to release the Deputy National Intelligence Officer of the FBI, whose name is Rami Hassan, and he's talking about the Epstein case, and he says, "I'm with the FBI, quote, it's a shit show." And this is, I'm just going to play a little clip. You can find the rest of it online.
I'm with FBI. This is a show.
Small coincidence, but
I'm with FBI.
He also talks about that you can kind of see where law enforcement kind of either turned a blind eye or missed things. This man is a director, and he's saying law enforcement turned a blind eye. The question is, what did they turn a blind eye to? And I'm calling on everyone on the inside with knowledge of the situation to come out, to tell the truth.
All right. So, all right. Now let me pull this. There's some other clips. Let me see here. I got to go through all these clips. Let me see. 2 seconds, y'all. Is this the clip right here? Let's see here. Boom. Names to be redacted. Epstein. Okay. So this is actually Fox playing that clip. Let me see. Do they say it? Okay. Did we play this already? No. It's not this one then. So let me go back. Let me go here. Let's see here it is. Okay, is it on Twitter? Let me see if it's on Twitter real quick. 2 seconds. Yo, I don't know. To me, I just found it absurd just to start with that this guy actually said this 4 months ago before anybody else, you know, before there was any other conversation about it. The deputy, I mean, of all people, this is just ridiculous. Hold on. Is this it? Let me pull this up on the screen. Boom. Now let me see here. I met a woman. Okay. Acting director Polak, right? And if I'm correct, this is the same guy, right? James O'Keefe leaks
This is
officials
April 28th.
bombstel. No, let me see something here. Is that the description of the dude? Okay, they don't say his name here, but I think that's his name. Acting director Polak, right? I met a woman named Skylar on Hinge, a dating app. In July 2025, her profile is no longer findable. We had 2 dates, August 4th and August 16th. She claimed to be in a par in Georgetown. This is in D.C., right? Georgetown is on the far northwest side, you could say. She gave no clues that she was a reporter or recording our dates, right? So what he revealed was on a hidden camera. Had a clue, the first date would have ended. If I had a clue, the first date would have ended, and there never would have been a second one. Okay. My profile indicated I did government work, but did not specify which agency. I never discussed what I do at the DOJ. Okay, so he's claiming that he didn't discuss it, what he does particularly. Although he discussed what he believes the DOJ is going to do, right? The comments I made were my own personal comments on what I learned in media and not from anything I've done at or learned at work. I have no knowledge of the circumstance surrounding Miss Maxwell other than what is reported in the news. I also never divulged anything about the work I do. I recall that she asked if I had any knowledge about Maxwell, and I specifically said I only know what's been reported in the media. But that's not actually what happened. So look, let's play this back now.
Recently, the FBI and DOJ have come under fire for promising transparency, then refusing to release footage and unredacted documents, going directly against the public's expectations and the promises made by Attorney General Pam Bondi and...
Oops. Is this it? Sorry, did I cut that off? All right, here we go.
They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files, leave all the liberal Democratic people in those files.
I think they visited that Maxwell person.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a second. Y'all can't see this, so hold on. Let me do something to this real quick so you guys can see this. Sorry about that. Let me see. It's too low. Is this the top? Oh no, this is the wrong one. Oops. Sorry about that. Where is it at? Boom, articles. Okay. Let's see here. The top. Okay, yeah. I'm up. Can you guys see the difference? No, it's about to show up in a second. Hold on. I want you to see the video. It's I believe it says it's 8 minutes and 7 seconds. I hope this is the whole video. But let's bring it up a little more. Let's see. And then everybody should be able to see it from there. Okay, this is from James O'Keefe's own page. As a matter of fact, let me let that remain so everyone can see. This is his Twitter profile, right? And boom. James O'Keefe. Okay, so now I think you can see it. So let me pull this video up a little bit more, and I think you guys can see it. So let's run it. Here we go.
Also involved.
Got transferred to a minimum security prison too recently, which is against BOP policy because she's a convicted sex offender. They're offering her something to keep it on shut.
That was the acting deputy chief of the Office of Enforcement Operations, Joseph Schnitt, telling a stranger about the FBI and DOJ's handling of the Epstein files. Schnitt, who works at a high level inside the Department of Justice, goes on to comment on the inconsistent statements, special treatment of Ghislaine Maxwell, and the blatant backtracking on promises of transparency.
And what do you do for work again?
I work for the Department of Justice.
Okay.
Been there like 23 years. I'm an analyst. I'll be acting deputy chief of our office for a few months starting next week. I work closely with like all the federal law enforcement agencies and the U.S. attorney's offices, the prosecutors and stuff. The thing is, it's interesting because I do deal with so many of the agencies, like the Bureau of Prisons, the Marshal Service, the FBI, U.S. attorney's offices.
Recently, the FBI and DOJ have come under fire for promising transparency, then refusing to release footage and unredacted documents, going directly against the public's expectations and the promises made by Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel. In a DOJ press release, Attorney General Pam Bondi stated, quote, "This Department of Justice is following through on President Trump's commitment to transparency and lifting the veil on the disgusting actions of Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators," unquote, and also claimed they were shedding light on Epstein's extensive...
Okay, you see that? So this is their official comments and their co-conspirators. This is what they're saying themselves. Their own co-conspirators. I mean, yo, I don't know how more clearer it could be that this shit is a cover-up. It's a cover-up, you know? And, yeah, what's up, Rainbow? There you go. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm sorry, but all of this took place in 4 months' time. All of this shit, right? And you know what? They revealed their whole hand in this 4 months' time. I mean, they're telling you literally that they're hiding the shit. Did I say it? I mean, not verbatim, but they're making it painfully clear that something is not right with what they're saying because they keep saying things and then later coming back saying, no, that's not what's going on here. I mean, let me just bring this video back. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Let me go back here. Look at this. Look at this. What does it say? Let me make this bigger. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Is it here? This is ridiculous. Can you all see what this says? Can y'all see what this says? Let me go back and okay, here it is. She, Maxwell, got transferred to a minimum security prison. It's against BOP policy because she's a convict. Now, let me just bring back Attorney General Pam Bondi releases first phase of declassified Epstein files. And what she says, let's just make this larger so I can see it at least. And then I'm going to read it to you guys. All right. What it says is the Department of Justice is following through on President Trump's commitment to transparency and lifting the veil on the disgusting actions of Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators. That's exactly what this says. This is from the Office of Public Affairs, U.S. Department of Justice. Said Attorney General Pam Bondi, the first phase of the files released today sheds light on Epstein's extensive network and begins to provide the public with a long overdue accountability. Now, what extensive network is she talking about? And what co-conspirators is she talking about? To this date, there hasn't been no who are the fucking co-conspirators? Who are they? This is crazy. I mean, how is it? Well, hold on. What date did she write this? Let me just, just to be perfect about this. What date was this written? Does it say? Hold on. I see something. I'm going to find that out just to be thorough. I don't want to leave people hanging on that. Pam Bondi, Attorney Pam Bondi. Okay, let me see here. And the Justice Department released a statement regarding the Epstein files being released and Epstein's extensive network and co-conspirators. When did she write or state this? When was this published? Yeah. Luckily, my spelling doesn't really count. It can figure out what I'm asking. I just want to be sure about this. See, now here it is. Official DOJ statement. Attorney Pamela Bondi issued an official department. Look at this Justice press release. This is February 27, 2025 this year. Look, first phase of declassification of the Epstein files. The press release announced the public released Epstein-related investigation files and included her statement that the documents shed light on Epstein's extensive network and begins to provide the public with the long overdue accountability. There, justice.gov. Justice.gov. Can y'all see that? You could see it. I'm sure you could see it, right? There it is. Now, okay, you know what I need to do? Sorry. I got to minimize this a little bit better so you guys can see this. There you go. Now, also bring this down. Here we go. So, dated what? February 27th, right? If y'all can see that, 2025, right? It was published. Bondi official statement as part of the press release on the DOJ website explaining the release of the first phase of declassified Jeffrey Epstein files and discussing Epstein's network and co-conspirators. Where is that published? Justice.gov. This is the Justice Department's own website. This is a primary original publication of her statement regarding, this is the primary original publication of her statement regarding the Epstein files, covering the extensive network and ties that the release documents allegedly illuminate. Have you been illuminated yet? Anybody put a 1 in the chat if you've been illuminated. Put a 2 in the chat if you definitely have not been illuminated yet. Damn, you would think they don't know nothing about the Epstein files all of a sudden. I mean, this is bullshit. Related public recording. Afterward, In early March 2025, Bondi also spoke publicly at a press event stating she had been told there were more Epstein documents than originally disclosed and renewed her commitment to uncovering all records. This was reported on March 3rd, 2025 by multiple news outlets. Yeah, and Key is one of them. But this, I heard the shit. I saw her say it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what channel I was watching, but this was definitely on Legacy Media. Okay, if you need a direct link, anybody, to the original press release PDF or website page from February 27th, when she said extensive network and said co-conspirators, we can find that for you. Okay, if you need that. Yeah, but you know, I don't think people need it because people understand this is what really happened. People understand this ain't no lie. This is real, man.
In a restaurant in Washington, D.C., this is the Attorney General of the United States talking to someone. They recorded it, sent it to us, talking about tens of thousands of videos.
You know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. The FBI's been.
Okay.
So.
Any dates?
No, you know what it is? There are tens and thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
Now, we sent the Attorney General an email requesting comment. This is on May the 1st, a couple days after the 28th. We quoted what she had said, tens of thousands of videos of little kids, not something that's been reported publicly. After we sent the email, suddenly we saw this at the White House.
James Comer said yesterday that all the Epstein files are missing. Confirm the status of them. They still haven't heard from you.
No, the FBI, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
It seemed to mirror quite identically what we had captured just 9 days prior.
Tens and thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
Something didn't seem to add up. It raised questions. The questions for me and my team was, and this is not an easy story for us to publish, is why share that with someone at a restaurant but not share it with the American people first? We also saw this on Joe Rogan.
No, we're giving you everything we have.
And is there video from the island?
Not of what you want.
But is there footage?
If there was footage of anyone doing anything else, we would have.
So there's footage, right? There's footage. There's a lot of footage from his island. That's what he's admitting exists. And people can expect that the DOJ is going to release all that footage because Kash Patel has said that there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So we could expect that all that footage is released and the only thing redacted is the victim's face when they come into play. I mean, you know, keep in mind, this is the whole point of reviewing what they're saying months ago, because these people lie so much, they don't even remember their goddamn lies, and they do it in everybody's face. They do it in everybody's face with impunity because they're never asked to be held to their word. It just changed from one day to the next. Look.
Opened a case.
There are tens and thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids.
Something doesn't seem to be adding up. Now, the Department of Justice issued...
They got all kinds of videos of Epstein with little kids and all kinds of shit, or watching porn on the island. But Kash Patel says there's none of that. I mean, what the hell's going on? This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is just insane. It's so many lies. It takes me a second to register the fucking lies anymore. Like, I even missed that last lie the first time I heard it. Now I'm actually hearing it. You know, they're saying two opposite things. How the fuck did I miss that? Listen, but I caught one aspect of it, the lie, but I didn't catch the most obvious part. And that is that either, let me just play this shit back. Did you all hear what they just played here? Just put a 1 in the chat if you heard what they just played there, because I got a little confused. Listen, we're going to play it one more time.
You everything we have.
And is there video from the island?
Not.
Let me play it back
I
one more.
share that
Here we
with
go.
someone at a restaurant, but not share it with the American people first. We also saw this on Joe Rogan.
No, we're giving you everything we have.
And is there video from the island?
Not of what you want.
But is there footage?
If there was footage of anyone doing anything else, we would have opened a case.
There are tens and thousands of videos. Yeah, and it's all with little kids.
Something doesn't seem to be adding up. Now,
Yeah.
A case.
There are tens and thousands of videos. Yeah, and it's all with little kids.
So they're saying two completely opposite things. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. You know, you would almost think that the answer that both of them would have was, I don't work for the FBI. I don't work for the DOJ. I was only talking about what I heard. Just like the last guy said in his letter. I was only saying what I heard in media. You know, it's like none of that shit makes sense. None of it makes sense. So, all right. Let's play
something doesn't seem to be adding up. Now, the Department of Justice issued this statement, which you probably all saw this week.
Oh, let me see. Rainbow, what'd you say? I just hate that Trump won't get arrested for being involved in this whole thing. It isn't confirmed that he was, but even if he was, he'll wiggle it. Yeah, true. Even if Trump was, see, I think the issue is that Trump is an old man and he's probably going to die, you know, before or leave the country or do something. I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't really know if he will pay. I mean, it's possible. I don't want to be so pessimistic. You know what I'm saying? Because this is dirty. And I just think that at certain point, if something was revealed where this man was with little girl on camera, if that really exists, or those pictures of him with naked girls, minors, it comes out, I think that might be trouble for Donald Trump. You know, that might open up. But I understand you. I mean, it is hard to imagine because they've done everything to let this guy get off. I mean, the Supreme Court let him off. I mean, he's been getting off for everything his whole life, and this has been no different. And not to mention that this isn't the only alleged crime. Like, this guy is walked out of the White House with boxes and boxes and boxes of top secret information and just had it in his fucking toilet for any visitor to look at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, so he got away with that. But, you know, the mere fact that he's so old, you know, it almost seems like he's going to go sick on people. Like, I said this before too. Like, I believe the plan is when Trump, he's going to go sick, right? Publicly, he's going to announce that he's sick and fragile and that J.D. Vance is going to take over. But one of his last acts is going to be pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. And J.D. Vance is going to claim he doesn't know anything about it. That's presidential stuff. He's just the vice president. He doesn't have anything to do with it, but pardons are permanent. There's no power he has to reverse it. I think that's pretty much what their plan is. And then J.D. Vance might try to do something to cover for Trump. You see what I mean? I think that's pretty much where it's going. And so, yeah, that also equals what you're saying. Like, he ain't going to pay. He's not going to pay the price, you know. Either way, he's not going to pay for what he did, you know. And shame on the people that helped him in any capacity. Shame on the people that helped him get off from the taking those files, top secret files out of the White House. Shame on the people that allowed him to run for office again once they already knew he was a felon. Shame on the people that basically protected him this whole time, you know, and are still protecting him. Like, shame on all these people. They have fucked over our country. They have fucked over the United States of America. Like, these people have fucked over the United States of America more than any enemy could ever have fucked over the United States. Like, this job was from the inside. And of course, Putin probably has Trump by the purse. You know what I'm saying? He's probably can pull his coattails anytime and does quite often, which would explain a lot about his relationship and his extreme passiveness towards Putin. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's a bad picture, but then again, it's an opportunity for people in the United States to learn that, listen, if you allow these people, if you allow men that just throw their dick out on the table, you know, at the taxpayer dime, if you allow these type of people to be elected officials, then this is what you get. This is the type of governance you get. And I think, you know, Americans got to look themselves in the eye and say, you know, are we going to do this? Are we going to make excuses for more men like this? Are we going to play this cover-up game every time somebody, you know, gets involved? Or are we going to start taking these things serious? I mean, this is over 20 years of victimizing young girls, minors, sex trafficking them as slaves, threatening their lives, threatening to harm them if they ever reveal this stuff, telling them that we own the FBI, we own the DOJ, like telling them that they were complete. This was terror. They terrorized these girls, and they're still terrorizing them to this day, pretty much. You know, the threat of power and the power dynamics are still present. You see what I'm saying? And I just hope Americans can deal with this. Like, get real, get serious about dealing with this shit. You ain't gonna have. We're not going to have a country if we allow this to be the best of our leadership. If we allow these type of people to lead, get anywhere near the power strings, get anywhere near the our four branches of government, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Like, nothing good will come out of this, you know, nothing good.
There's no client list. There's no evidence of any blackmail. And there's no evidence that could predicate an investigation against anybody else. There's no story. There's no evidence. Now, listen, as a reporter, as a journalist, I can always tell you, there's always a story. It's just a question of to what degree. But to see the government tell us there's no story, it just doesn't seem to add up. And I'm a little biased on this issue because I myself, my team, as you know, have been raided by the FBI. Granted, it was the previous administration that did this. You're looking at a search warrant.
You know, I could imagine that people that want to protect Trump, they don't care what they hear. It just is what it is. That's how it's going to go down, you know, period. You have some people got to protect Trump. That's just what it is.
We need to protect victims. Well, I'm all about protecting victims, and I don't believe we should publish any child pornography. But this did not.
All right, so let me see here. Let's go backwards for a second and see something here. 2 seconds. Here we go. Let me go over to this. Now, obviously, they haven't released these files, right? This is what people waited around for. People waited months. Right? I don't know if that's a conspiracy, but you did have to wait months. There was a discharge petition. Sorry. That's not a conspiracy. That's real. It took 218 signatures, right? 4 of them were Republicans. That's facts. That's not part of a conspiracy theory. That's just common knowledge, right? Then the vote was able to happen on the floor of the Congress, right? That took some time. It took about, a couple of months to get that thing going, and people waited day by day. People waited for 4 Republicans. How many days did they wait for 4 Republicans? I mean, this is ridiculous. Hold on. How many days did it take to get Oh, somebody in the chat said, "Oh, you got to get a better conspiracy than this." Listen, I'm not trying to make conspiracies. I don't know what you're talking about. If you think I'm sitting here trying to make up a conspiracy, you lost me, man. This was Theme Tells Wiper or whatever. So far, none of these lies even make a good conspiracy theory. You got to get a good conspiracy going. No, I don't. I don't have to, I'm not trying to get a good conspiracy going. I'm just talking about what's being said. You heard what's being said. Do you agree on that? Theme, whatever this is, Theme Tall Whisper, Did you hear what James O'Keefe said? Do you agree with James O'Keefe or not? That's what I'm listening to. I'm giving my reaction to what he's saying. Do you have a reaction to what James O'Keefe is saying? Do you have a reaction to what the DOJ deputy head said? Do you have a reaction to that? Or are you just here to down me? What are you, a hater or something? You just mad or something? I don't get it, man. But in any case, I'm interested in hearing your views about what he just said. And if you don't have anything to say about that, I don't get it. That's the subject matter. None of this shit is a conspiracy. Calling this a conspiracy, that's basically saying you don't believe the victims. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Those people really did stand on the steps of the Capitol. You see, they really do have testimonies. What if that was your daughter? Would you sit around and call it a conspiracy if it was your daughter or your son going through this? What if it was you going through this? Would you want everybody to say, oh, man, you got to come up with a better conspiracy than that? You got to come up with a better conspiracy, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. You know, what is this? At what point do you say, you know what? Maybe what that person said about their life is actually true. Have you ever considered that those victims are telling the truth? Do you know how many victims there are? I mean, I'm speaking here to whatever this is, theme, the metal whisperer. Do you believe the victims, the metal whisperer, or do you think they're lying, metal whisperer? You know, I mean, I bet you he or she is not even going to answer that question. But yeah, you know, people don't like to answer questions. They have criticisms, no questions being answered. But in any case, there you have it, folks. This guy flat out said this shit, and yeah, and there's nothing,
I would say it's like
there's nothing anybody can do about it. He said it months ago. He said it, and when is this? The deputy DOJ, one of the deputies of the DOJ, said in September, right, that they would only release
Justice
names.
Department official is
That they would only release names. Here we go. Of
The Justice
only release names of Republicans when they release the Epstein files, or only release names of Democrats. I'm sorry. Here.
Department is in damage control after a DOJ official was secretly recorded on a hidden camera talking about the Epstein files. It's been going viral online, and in that video, one of the department's deputy chiefs says the files will be heavily redacted to remove all Republicans' names. He also suggests the DOJ is offering Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, quote, something to keep her mouth shut.
Yo, Edward, what's up? So everybody heard that. The man said this. That's not a conspiracy. He was on a camera, as you can see, a hidden camera for those people that have ears. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And he said that they would only release the Democrat names on the Epstein files, that they would redact all conservatives, redact all Republicans. And he said this months ago. He said this in September. So, of course, the Department of Justice denied it. They were like, he doesn't know anything about what we're doing. He doesn't work on the case, la, 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 la. But isn't it, I mean, when was the last time you heard someone inside of the Department of Justice come out and make claims like this, right? And now that you've had a chance to see what they released, does it make sense what he said?
The video was posted by the founder of Project Veritas. That is a controversial far-right group known for its undercover camera stings of people in the media and federal government.
Here
They really just use deceiving tactics to try to get information out of people, and that's exactly.
So they don't like, right here, the way they're reporting it is that the people use deceiving tactics to gain their trust and then ask them questions, right? Okay.
Exactly what happened here. And some of the information that they got out of this man, this senior DOJ official, we already knew, right? Some of it was that there's thousands and thousands of documents related to the Epstein file. We've known that for several years now. We've been through all those documents. Another thing that he said was, quote, they'll redact every Republican or conservative person. We have no evidence that that is the case.
So they had no evidence that that was the case in September. Is that the case now? Is what he said make any sense now? I'm just like, I don't see how people could have an issue with this man. To me, it seems like, nah, he pretty much said what their plan was. in reviewing it, and you go back and you review Kash Patel's statements, months ago, just a few months ago, 4 months ago, right? Pam Bondi's statements just 4 months ago. All those statements don't even fucking match. They flip-flopping all over the place. I mean, this guy never flip-flopped. He never flip-flopped. What he said actually happened. Did anything Kash Patel or Pam Bondi say actually happen? No. It doesn't appear to be so. I mean, it doesn't look like it. If you ask me, it doesn't at all. But in any case, y'all, this is what I wanted to report on for the minute. I'm going to be back in a little bit. And the next stream is going to be about the comparisons from the U.S. Tax system, right, and the EU tax system, right. This is what I've been promising people, and I'm going to do it. There's a couple of data points that I'm going to go through. One of the data points is this idea about the numbers. How big is the EU? What's its economy based on? How big is the U.S.? What is its economy based on? How big is Russia? What is its economy based on? To give some comparison. Then also talk about the actual exchange, the other data point. Trump likes to say that the U.S. was getting dissed in trade, by the EU, that there was a trade deficit. Well, let's get into the actual numbers and see it for ourselves. Was it really a trade deficit, or in fact, was the U.S. really getting the greatest deal you could ever get, any country has ever gotten in the history of mankind, right? We're going to look at those numbers and get into it on my next stream. So look out for that. It's going to be at about, let me see. Okay. It's going to be about 8 hours from now. Okay. And now let me read some of the comments in the chat real quick and see what y'all up to. Let's see here. Okay, Bits said, if you need more evidence than currently is available, I think you lack enough critical thinking skills to be a member of any jury. Deductive reasoning. I mean, what the fuck? Yo, this stuff is not being hidden. Their flip-flopping is all in the public. Their statements is all in the public. You kind of have to be purposely either you dumb as fuck, or you just purposely don't want to agree with it just because you're a partisan, or maybe you're a troll. It's just something else. Maybe you just don't want American people waking up and smelling the coffee and seeing what it is, seeing exactly what it is, Yeah, let me see here. You done goof said, thank you, Bits. If you have no skills at deductive reasoning, you don't use your brain. Yeah, exactly. Damn, who the hell y'all talking about? Oh, yeah. Leprechaun said, I don't want to believe Trump is guilty either, but it's hard to believe whether when he has connected to a majority of the people that we do know. And listen, who the hell wants Trump to be involved? I don't want Trump to be involved with this shit. That's the crazy thing. Why would I want that to be the case? I'm sorry, but I don't know anyone that wanted Trump to be in. Yo, this is his own misfortune. This is his own bad luck. I don't want that to be the case for anybody, but damn, this is what it is. That's the problem. And we just have to see it for what it is. It's terrible. It's really terrible. Let me see. Rainbow said, I don't want our president to be involved, but I do believe he is. I don't want the person who's seen as the head of our country to be involved in such horrible things, but I have a feeling he is. Yeah, I definitely, and I don't think people know everything about what he's involved with either. I think that there's more than just, I think my feeling is that it's more than just little girls too. It's something else too. This is more. People not going to know until all these files are released, and it's just up to your imagination of how bad you think it could be. But I think it could be very, very bad, very, very bad. What has been going on, probably the worst that you would want to go on at these ranks. I mean, everything involving treason, espionage, blackmail. And I believe even Trump might be involved in blackmailing other people, straight up. I don't believe he's the victim. You see what I mean? Let me see here. Who else made a comment? Let's see. Okay, the T. Jackas said, who was the last person that tried to reform or overhaul the CIA? That's a good question. I don't know. That person was John F. Kennedy. How did that work out? Oh, yeah, facts. How did that work out? It didn't work out well. It didn't work out well, you know, and but you know, it's you know, it didn't work out well, but do you really want to have that conversation? Do you agree about what happened? Do you want to know what happened? I mean, hey, maybe that's what is going to happen this time too. I mean, look, there was people that said Lee Harvey Oswald. I mean, it's not people that said. We only discuss facts here. And then if you have an opinion, you could say my opinion, or you could say I believe. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you say I believe before it, or I think. Just qualify it. But the facts are, this is not my belief. This is not my opinion. But the facts are, is that Lee Harvey Oswald was taking some trips to Russia before he killed, before he shot. You see what I'm saying? And those are the facts. And he was having a good old time there. You know, I'm not sure if his wife went with him one time. One time, I think even his wife was there. And look, they even the Russians even admitted that they had a plan to kill Kennedy, and that Lee Harvey Oswald was a part of the plan. And then they say they pulled out of the plan at the last minute. This is what they said. You don't want to hear it. Some people don't want to hear it. If you never heard that before, I feel sorry for you, because it's public information. Every single thing I just said. So, yeah, did it work out the last time? I mean, you know, how close is this to what happened the last time, to JFK? I mean, maybe the outcomes won't be the same, but there's a lesson to be learned. There's some parallels to pay attention to. There's things that can be extrapolated. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that they have that much power, but like they may have had back then. It was maybe more equal in the time of the Cold War. You see what I mean? These were closer competitors economically and things like that. But today, there's no comparison economically, but it doesn't mean Russia's not dangerous. And it doesn't mean that if you can't keep your dick in your pants, you won't fall for one of their goddamn honeypot operations. I mean, listen, you could be the brokest motherfucker on earth or richest person on earth. If you just slinging your dick around and all you concerned about is little girls, they're going to catch you in a honeypot operation. That's just what it is. And you can you really hate them for that? That's their job. That's their job, to catch you slipping, to catch your corruptibles, right? And Trump is basically appears to be a corruptible. Basically, what the fuck? He didn't make it hard. I mean, guess who did make it hard? Obama. Guess who did make it hard? Biden. Guess who did make it hard? Kamala Harris. They made it hard, but you don't like them. A lot of people don't like them. But are they corruptibles? People tend to be two-faced about who they claim to like. They claim to not like Kamala Harris, but they vote for Trump. What the fuck, dude? You vote for a person that is entirely corruptible, and you vote for that. But Kamala Harris ain't in them files. But you don't like her. You deeply don't like her. See, and that's the thing. They deeply don't like Kamala Harris, and she's not even in the files. But they deeply love Trump, and he's all down with Epstein. They deeply hate Biden, but Biden's not in the files. But they deeply love Trump. Make any sense? They deeply hated Obama, but they're about to have his health care plan cut by Trump. But they loved Trump. I mean, don't you think that's a little weird? Don't you think there's something that's just something really, really weird about that? This pattern of voters in the United States of America. Like, what the fuck is your gripe? What is your problem with people? You know? I mean, you don't have to love Kamala Harris. You don't have to love Biden. You don't have to love Obama to see that they were better, that they're better motherfucking options, to see that they're less corruptible. You don't have to love them to see that. You don't have to agree with a decent person. Not on all things you don't. And definitely not in politics you don't. But damn, you seem to love the indecent people more. You seem to love the people that don't want you to fucking have health care more. Like, I'm sorry, but Americans gotta revisit, gotta take a good look in the mirror and just own up to some of the most bizarrest priorities on earth. Let me see here. Damore. Yeah, who even is she? They just selected her to be a VP. No one voted for her. That's what people say, but she got a longer track record than Trump. She's won more elections than Trump has. Every job that she's ever had before VP was one she had to win by votes alone. Sorry, she didn't do it the easy way. You see what I'm saying? And that's, again, facts. She didn't do it the easy way. So, again, if you don't like her, then what the fuck are you doing liking Trump? It just don't make no sense. She didn't come in and try to buy you. She didn't say, come on, Elon Musk, let's go kick in the treasury door. Let's buy this motherfucker up. No, she said, y'all need affordable housing. And people was like, man, fuck that bitch, man. Who the fuck is she? Her granddaddy was a slave master. And you know what? They came out of the woodworks with all kinds of conspiracies. Were any of them real? No. And then when it comes to Trump's ass, they don't even want to know now. Now it's like, fuck it. We don't want to know, man. We don't want to know. As long as no Democrat gets in power, we don't care what Trump did. He could tear down the whole fucking country. We don't care. He could take my mama's health care and my daddy's health care. I don't give a fuck about him. He could take my baby's mama's health care. Fuck her. I'm voting for Trump. I'm supporting Mike Johnson. Fuck my baby's mama. Okay, to hell with my baby's health care. I mean, this is literally what people are fucking saying every day. Gotta make better choices, man. Gotta make better choices. Gotta make better choices, Really gotta make better choices. Like, there's just, the truth has no defense against a fool determined to believe a lie. It's just facts, Purple Groovy. I mean, I got to say what it is because these people make me fucking sick. Like, at this point, I'm like, I'm like last year before the election, I tried to do my best to have some real conversations with some people from the opposite side. And guess what? I turned out to be right and you turned out to be wrong. You still fucking went the wrong way and now you're fucking paying for it. And yes, I'm going to remind you of it. All those people that came to me and was like, I'm voting for Trump, man. Trump, Kamala Harris, man, she tried to throw us in jail. I'm going to be like, yeah, what happened to your health care now? What happened? How's it going? How's that investment going? How's that paycheck going? Anybody in your family hurting right now? How's that feel? How's that feel to have voted to believe a fucking billionaire, to believe the bullshit of a billionaire in the metasphere? Just to be that silly in the brain, you just believe it because it's said 100 times. It must be true. She must have done it. Kamala Harris, she put a whole lot of black men in jail. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, really? Where'd you hear that from? Where'd they hear that from? I mean, yo, and you know something? As far as I'm concerned, anybody that has a problem with what I'm saying, like, that means you're not serious because you should be man or woman enough to admit when you're wrong and say, yeah, I know, I deserve that. I deserved it. And just move on. Then I would shake your hand and be like, solid. You know what I'm saying? No problem. But there's still a lot of people that's holding on to that. They just can't let it go. They just can't let it go, Let me see. Bit said, honestly, any woman that high up in politics has internalized misogyny. You can't play at that level and be opposed to the patriarchy. I mean, I think if you a woman and you want to be in a position of power, you're going to have to dodge a lot of the shit to get that power. That's what I think it is. And I think it really is deep in the United States of America because the country has never had a woman. And the bottom line is either women are good enough and if you believe they're good enough, then you have to say, what the fuck is going on then? You see what I mean? And so I don't think, I don't put the burden on Kamala Harris. the misogyny burden. You know what I'm saying? Or the patriarchy burden. I don't put it on them. You know what I'm saying? I can understand why you have to play the game a little bit, but what's Trump's excuse? What's his excuse? Do he have to play the game? Because he's playing that game well, like he fucking has to. It's like, dude, you're a fucking man. You ain't got to play this game like this. And he's doing it hard. He's doing it hard. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, look at, somebody said, what do you mean? Life is fucking great. I've never been happier. You stop crying. Oh, really? I guess there's a question you won't answer. What state do you live in and who is your healthcare provider? Yeah, that person won't answer that. It's because she was a worthless candidate. Well, what state do you live in and who is your health provider? That's my question to you. You probably won't answer that either. Who else? Let's see here. What you want? Would you want someone with PMS in charge of the nuclear button? Yeah. What state do you live in and who's your healthcare provider? That person won't answer that. You see, so, but thank you for the algorithm, chimes. It helps other people see the stream. But in any case, y'all, I will be back and, and it's going to be a different conversation when I come back. I'm sure. And then in, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 hours from now, I'll be back. And then 8 hours from now, or 12 hours from now. No. I'm sorry. 8 hours from now, I'll be back again. So I got 2 more streams coming up. The next stream is about these data points with the U.S. and the EU, and the tax systems between the U.S. and the EU, comparative data on that, the data on the economies, right? The data on the population size, and the data on the trade, right? So until then, I'm going to catch up with y'all. Have a good Saturday. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Even some of you little dumbass trolls, okay? As long as you keep it respectful. But listen, you should care about people in your community also, not just yourself. You should, because I do. It's just a little bit of advice. You should care about more than yourself. And, on that note, I appreciate the people that do. You know what I'm saying? I'll catch y'all back. I'm going to put the stream up in about 15 minutes. So it will be there. So people will be able to see it you'll be able to see it in the YouTube page in the next live. So on that note, I'll be back. You guys be good and just enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right. All right. Peace. 1. Yeah, who the fuck is David talking about? PMA, whatever. Anyway, you on PMS, David. What the hell you got between your legs, man? Stop crying. Stop bleeding, David. Where's your maxi pad, David? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell, man? Go get them, Bits. I mean, seriously. You know what I'm saying? Go. Again, unserious people, their pockets are probably broke. You see what I mean? I mean, who's talking about the survival of their country, the survival of their communities, and then they got the nerves to worry about somebody, a woman's bodily, functions, a man's bodily function. A lot of these people, they really do fixate on sex and things like this, just disgusting things. And it really makes you wonder. I mean, it's clearly a MAGA person, so, but in any case, y'all be good. Be good. We won't let the trolls mess our day up, y'all. Peace.
Feel it. Nothing can save ya, cause this is the season of funky behavior. I came to relax your mind, you can recline. On what? On this here rhyme. I like the style, I'm staying for a while. It helps me show cats that I'm versatile. I'll touch your dial, turn your frown to a smile. I'll make you feel like you're having a child. So relax and open up, child. I'm about to make you walk what? Pimp style or pimped out style. You don't understand the logic. See if you don't have it all, I'll take a deposit. I got shit for you, it's alright indeed. It's like going to the garden and planting the seed. It might tickle for a second, but it won't bleed. So just relax, just hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can where you're at. Just relax and just hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place we edutainment. In other words, you could call it bent. What I'm saying is that I'm here at your service. It's hard work, but then again, I deserve this. I'm helping people enjoy their spare time. I'm like an instructor when I'm doing my rhyme. Relax and just hear the dope track. It's really not all that, it's not like a gag. We like that when everything is relaxed and chill. You don't have to get fucked up or take pills, cause I like being myself, it feels good. Yo, it makes my meals taste good. 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 So just relax. If you're a dope track, the vibes is real nice, everything is real bad. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat, just relax. And you're a dope track, the vibes is real nice, everything is real bad. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat, just relax. My mind state, now balloon, it won't inflate. Just take the buzz, this much wiser kid, fuck the shake. And take it to a lower level, and dig a ditch for the devil. Got some more kids and pass the shovel. Dig a hole, take them on a spiritual roll. Lyrics unfold, either that or unroll the scroll. Episodes keep reoccurring and stifling. People's vision get blurring, their hearts start murmuring. I'm about 5 times iller than a Sherman. Introspection is God's gift to the miracle. I freak material, lamb's milk without the cereal. When MCs say your booty, they mean venereal. Your fake material hip-hop killers, they more faking than fucking Michael Jackson and Thriller. The status of a hoe, Quanto Costa. They wanna know how much it costs, kid, I bet for keep to me just relax and just hear a dope crack. The vibes is real nice, everything is real bad. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat, just relax and just hear a dope crack. The vibes is real nice, everything is real bad. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat, just relax.